The Bucs are going to win the NFC South.
Fiction. I think it might be the Falcons. It's not the Panthers, I'll tell you that. And the Saints don't look as good as I think people thought. Does it feel like the Saints are underperforming? It seems like they had a clear path to winning the division. Jenks, what do you think?
No, I'm not buying it. Absolutely not. Hey, I'm Baker Mayfield. We went 2-15 this season, which means you get an extra $1,000 off every single used car here at Fred's Auto Mart in Tampa. No, I'm not buying it at all. It's a fluke.
You said the Bucs were going to win the NFC South. How's that for a prognostication? You said at that price, so I'll give you the tenant there that you said it was like a value play. But the Bucs are 2-0 on the season. Yeah. Are you doubling down on this take?
Well, I mean, it was what, plus 650, plus 700 a lot of places?
Yes.
And we were sitting back going, there. Value definitely there. A lot of star players there. It's early. It's 2 games. You got to play 15 more for everybody that's 2-0. There are a bunch of teams that are 2-0. But, yes, I mean, early on, you see what Mike Evans and Shaq Barrett and Rachaad White, the running back, and Antoine Winfield, the safety, and the different star players this team has, what they can do, what they can contribute. And so, again, I believe the NFC South can be won with an 8th win or maybe a 9th win. And did you watch, I'm saying rhetorically to everybody, did you watch the Saints and Carolina Monday night? Does that look like 11
terrible.
or 12? Yes, it was unwatchable. Does that look like 11 or 12 win teams to you? So this division very much in play with the 8th win or the 9th win as we get to December and early January. And I think the Buccaneers will probably be right there. This is certainly early season, a large one Monday night that we're coming to with Philadelphia, because if you find a way to win this game at home against a team that you've done well against as an organization the last few years, you're now 3-0 house money, speaking of the daily tip here. You are where a lot of people thought you were going to be at the end of the year, 3-14, 4-13, awful post Brady, and you get off to a 3-0 start, this would be a good thing.
When you talk about the NFC South, are you surprised that the Saints offense hasn't come together a bit more quickly, having brought in Derek Carr, and they do have John Gruden sort of on the side helping him? I figure with those weapons, they would have been, at least early on, a little better than we've seen.
Well, and they've got Michael Thomas, they've got Chris Olave, they've got some speed. They made a couple of plays Monday night finally. Again, that game was largely unwatchable with Carolina field goal fest again, not unlike the Tennessee game. They are the most talented roster, probably, they and the Buccaneers in the NFC South. Now, Atlanta's also 2-0. But New Orleans is probably the team that, when you get right down to it, will probably be contending with Tampa Bay at the end. Bucs get the Falcons in a couple of weeks off the bye at home for the first meeting between those two, and then they don't play again, Buccaneers and Falcons, till late in the year. But, yes, there would be a learning curve with Carr. It's a new offense. It's a new situation. He's thrown a couple of interceptions early on in the year. Again, Baker Mayfield has been basically mistake-free so far. We'll see if that changes against Philadelphia. But New Orleans is clearly talented, and they've got some physical players on defense as well. So this will be fascinating, because after the Eagle game, it's Buccaneers in the Superdome against the Saints. And if that is 3-0 against 3-0, that's a fascinating matchup early on in the year that maybe a lot of people didn't have on the radar.
If for some reason the team that has Justin Herbert, Keenan Allen, Austin Eckler, and on drops to 1-3, Jenks, I ask you, is Brandon Staley done with the Chargers?
I'm going to say yes. He should be. He should be. Because this is not just about this season. This is about the tenure of Brandon Staley as head coach in L.A. And what have we seen? Bad decision after bad decision after bad decision. One of the worst, most embarrassing losses I've ever seen in the playoffs last year, when they gave up, what was it, a 28-point lead? A 28-point lead in the playoffs, and you lose to the Jags? So you take that, and then you combine it with what we've seen this year and the bad decision-making. What case can you make for him staying? You can't. The Chargers have talent. They have to win this weekend. This is a must-win for the LA Chargers. It's hyperbolic. You hear it all the time. It's a must-win for LA. If they go 0-3, he's getting the axe.
Yeah, it's a must-win for Brandon Staley. And I think you hit the nail on the head. This is not a new conversation. This was a conversation last year, and a lot of people were scratching their heads when the Chargers didn't let him go last season because they blew all these leads. You've heard the term, they're going to Charger, and that's exactly what the Chargers do. They blow leads with Brandon Staley. You see the accumulation of talent that the Chargers now have. You've got a franchise quarterback. You've got excellent players on the defensive side of the ball. Anytime you have a Bosa brother on your defense, you got a good defense. They also have Khalil Mack, I believe. So it's at some point you've got to look at the team and say, hey, we need a change, because we see this so much when teams fire a head coach. Sometimes it's not even the head coach's fault. It's just if you're losing, somebody has to take the fall. So like Brandon Staley, this year's been tough. They've lost both of these games by very tight margins. Lost the first game of the season by 2, lost the second game of the season by 3 in overtime. So I don't think it's based on just this season. It's definitely dating back to his entire tenure with the Chargers. But yes, it is warranted, and he's definitely on the hot seat.
What I would like to do here is to let you make a case for what you think is going to happen, and then I'll let Double D make a case. What do you think happens in Happy Valley this weekend?
Unfortunately, what I think is going to happen this weekend does not favor my Iowa Hawkeyes. I was going into Penn State on the road, a tough atmosphere with this being a night game, a whiteout. Like, it doesn't get much tougher playing on the road in the Big Ten against Penn State in a whiteout game. Also, Iowa's 3 best players, I should say, 2 of their top running backs, Caleb Johnson, Jazz Patterson, both banged up, likely won't play this weekend. Luke Lachey, the leading receiver, their big tight end, which Iowa uses a ton of tight end sets, he's out for the season. So there goes 3 of Iowa's top players. Doesn't make me feel too comfortable with taking the Hawkeyes, but for the sake of like a fun wager against Double D, I'll take the Hawkeyes on the spread. I'll take them to cover 14.5 because, okay. I mean, just Double D taking Penn State over Iowa, Iowa's going to get killed. We're going to lose this game. I'm already prepared. I know it. Penn State is by far the better team, but I want to have a nice, friendly wager. So David, if you're okay with this, I will take the points with Iowa, and Penn State has to cover in order for you to win. And if you win, I will wear Penn State gear.
Agreed.
David?
I'll take the 14 in that environment. Absolutely 100%. I will take that. Okay. I will take that bet.
Are you taking 14? The line's at 14.5. You got to get I want that hook.
Take the hook, Kate. Yes. Take the hook.
I'll give you the hook.
We got to go off what BetMGM has right now.
I'll give you the hook. I'll give you the hook. I'll give you the hook. They're going to win by 21-28. I'm not worried about it.
Oh, take the 21, Kate.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, let's do an alternate angle. David, if you are that confident, we are going to play an alternate line. So choose your line. Is it 21? Penn State minus 21?
I won't go higher than 17.
Oh, so then the confidence slowly creeps back into the bushes. What happened to your exclamation? Penn State by 21 or 28.
Y'all just want to see me wearing Iowa stuff. It ain't happening. It ain't happening. No.
Double D.
Well, you're wearing West Virginia stuff today. Why not Iowa?
I want to see Double D in one of my Iowa jerseys. And not gonna lie, David, you're going to have to wear one of mine, and it might be a little bit of a belly shirt on you. I'd love to see you running around the BetQL offices in an Iowa belly shirt.
Crop top, baby. Double D in a crop top. Just before the summer ends.
The Zeke Elliott look.
Yes, walking around the Windy City, showing it off, Double D. I'm going with the Hawkeyes.
You still going with the 17, David? With all of this on the table?
David, if Iowa wins outright, you actually have to wear one of my Iowa jerseys. If they win outright. If Iowa covers, you can just whatever Iowa gear you can find, throw it on.
And booty shorts.
Why, Jenks? Why are you making this, trying to make this worse than it already is?
You made the biggest mistake you could have made, which is messing with Chelsa on a Wednesday, and I'm like, oh, you're in trouble now. I'm just helping you dig that ditch.
If Iowa wins, listen, y'all don't understand. I have a tattoo of Bet for the Cycle on my shoulder that's permanent. You think a belly shirt's gonna make me go away? No.
No way.
That's why he brought the booty shorts into the conversation as well.
That's right.
I will do, if Iowa wins outright, I will do the belly shirt. Absolutely.
Oh,
please. Actually, you know what? You know what? If Iowa covers the 14.5, I will do the belly shirt.
You gotta take the 17, brother.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do 17.
Okay.
If Iowa does the 17, I will wear the belly shirt. If they beat Penn State, I'll do the booty shorts.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. Now we're cooking.
Yes.
You're going to look like a backup dancer for, like the Iowa band, and I'm here for it. So I will be rooting hard for Iowa.
Hey,
David,
just
sixth member.
David,
there you go.
Do you have any sort of PTSD of Cade McNamara going into Penn State and beating the Nittany Lions when he was with Michigan a couple years ago?
Ooh.
Wow, really? If I remember correctly, Cade McNamara got pulled for J.J. McCarthy. Just putting that out there.
Dang it. I thought I had you.
We like it. We like it. Don't try to stump David on any kind of knowledge involving a Penn State football game, because most likely you will lose. But we'll see about Iowa possibly covering 17, because that's the alternate spread we are playing here on the show when it comes to the friendly wager between Double D and Kate.